Kids dance on the street, we moving to the beat. Platform Africa, feel the rhythm in your feet. Sunshine in our eyes, colors in the skies. Platform Africa, every dream can rise. Platform Africa, yeah. Platform Africa, we feel.
Hello, welcome to Platform Africa. A lot of you guys have been inboxing me and wanting me to give my take on The Rich, Famous, and African Season 3, what I think about it. So I will be going through all of those cast members and just telling you what I think about the show in general. To begin with, let's start with the adorable Zaire. I think Zaire did a good job this entire season. I don't think the show will ever be the same if Zaire decide not to come back. Because what are they going to talk about without Zaire? Because the entire show is almost like it evolves around Zaire. I get it that she's very mouthy. I get it that she can be quick tempered, but her husband, Shakib, is just the perfect match for her. When she's hyper and talking, he's there to calm her. And I think both of them will be together for a very long time. And they are doing a good job. We need them on the show. They should come back for season 4. Now, for Louis, I also think that Louis is a good cast member. He came on the second season. He wasn't on season 1, but then he came and he just fitted right on in. I like Louis. What I don't like about Louis is the fact that he always apologizes for everything, even when he's right. I think Louis cannot take pressure. He cannot withstand pressure. So when people are ganging up against him, he feels the best way to bring about peace is to just do whatever the rest of the cast members say and let everybody be in peace. He had his little surrogacy meeting with Ini and Shakib. Ini felt some type of way and she felt like he was being disrespectful to her. And he nicely told her, say, if you don't feel like you want to be here, please leave. I think he was very respectful. I think that he did what I would do myself if I'm having an event or I'm somewhere and you don't feel comfortable being there. The best thing to do is to just leave. And he asked her to leave. That blew out of proportion. I don't know whether Ini was trying to add to her storyline. The man said, you don't want to be here. Respectfully, please leave. You should have just gotten up and left. As easy as ABC. It's that easy. So, my little message to Louis, stop apologizing when you are right. People only apologize when they are wrong. You apologize in the morning, you apologize in the afternoon, you apologize at night, and you apologize before sleeping. It's enough. I think he has self-esteem issues. He really needs therapy. Do not apologize when you are not at fault. You only apologize when you're wrong. At this point, everybody is bored. Stop apologizing. And I don't like the fact that the cast are downplaying how deep he is as far as surrogacy. If that's what the man wants to do, let him do it. It is not your place to say he should not be doing it. He's too young. He's a guy. He should not be focusing on surrogacy. The man is trying to populate, to bring life into this world. The void he experienced in his family or he's experiencing, he's trying to fill that void by bringing in a child into this world. If he feels like the best way for him to bring a child into this world is only via surrogacy, let the man be. It is not your place to tear him down, okay? And I'm speaking directly at Ini Edu. Fast forward. Let's talk about Ini. First of all, I feel like Ini is way too big for the show. She should not have been on the show at all. Imagine Genevieve Naji or Omotola coming on that show. They're big names, just like any. But I don't think Genevieve, by any means, will accept coming on a show like this. I think it's below her bracket. I get it that they're paying her to be on the show. I get it, they're paying any to be on the show. It makes sense. But then again, there are some things I would not have done if I was to be as big as any. So fast forward, I think she did her thing. She did extremely well, to the fact that she did a little too much. I don't like the fact that she made Louis surrogacy meeting about her and she tried to turn the other cast members against Louis. Ini, if you are at someone's meeting and you say you are uncomfortable, I get it. If you're uncomfortable, the young man Louis told you, if you don't want to be here, if you're feeling uncomfortable, please leave. That is just being polite. That is just being civilized. Get up and leave. But I kind of feel like she was trying to bring drama just to increase her level of relevancy. Overall, she did well on the show. I don't know if I would want to see her for season 4, but she did a great job. She dresses well. She's a pretty girl, but she should not have been on the show. I feel like the show is beneath her. But overall, I've always liked Ini. She has always been one of my favorite Nigerian actresses. So if she comes back to the show, fine. If she doesn't, fine as well. But she will not be missed if she doesn't come back for season 4. And that's it for any. Now, let's move up to Swanky. For me, I feel like Swanky has done everything on the show. There's nothing else left for him to do. He does everything too much. He talks a lot. He dresses over plus. He ignores people over plus. He talks about people over plus. Like everything about him is surplus. But he is one of those people who people enjoy watching. I personally, I don't enjoy watching Swanky, but he's very relevant, and so I have to give him the respect that he deserves. A lot of people like him. I think it's because of his sense for fashion. But what I don't understand about Swanky is I understand Annie did her thing. She's a big name. She was called on the show. I understood what Zari did. I understand what Ini is about. I understand what Two Face, Two Baba is about. I understand what other people are about that they were called to come on the show. I get it. What I don't understand is how did Swanky land the gig of being on Rich, Famous, and African? What did he do prior? Because I never heard about him before I saw him on the show. Feel free to let me know in a comment, like what he did prior to coming on the show. I understand he's a stylist now, but was it something he was doing prior to getting on the show? Is it him being a stylist that made him get the gig of being on Rich, Famous, and African? I really need to know. I think he's a good fit for the show, but at this point, I think we can do without Swanky. Now, let's leave Swanky alone and move up to Annie. Annie is one of my favorite. I don't like it when everybody is ganging up on one person. The world is full of angry people. The world is full of hate. So the least I would want for any reality TV star is to be gang up on. If they have to have a conversation with anyone, let them have a conversation, let it be, move on, get to something else. But Swanky turned against her. Even Annie, who is also from Nigeria, I would have thought that Ini and Annie was going to be like two buddies. But It's almost like Annie came in and did not want to be bothered because other people were not friends with Annie, and that is very low. She made how do you call him? Quentin, aka Naked, understand that she was going through a lot. She even had miscarriage as she was filming. That alone should have let the other cast members know that, oh, let's be easy on her because she's going through a lot. Even at that, they kept on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. In my opinion, Annie is the epitome of a strong woman. When you're looking for a woman who sticks by her husband, regardless of what people say, it is literally Annie's face on there in the dictionary. I think she's strong. I don't like everything that is happening between her and her husband, should I say ex husband. I think is God's way of making her find true love, the person she really deserves. In order for God to take you to a higher level, you have to be dropped from hanging with wolves in order to hang with a lion. So, Annie, if you're watching, I feel God is moving you in the right direction to give you a man that you really deserve, a man who will respect you, a man who you can brag about, a man who will be there for you in every way, not to Baba. You did your due diligence by holding on to the marriage because of your children. They're all grown now. If Tu Baba decide to go, since you already decided to go, let him go. Don't hold any malice and just watch as the universe manifests positivity towards you. You're strong, you're beautiful, you are known. You made your name before coming on Rich, Famous, and African. So, yeah, I see good things happening for Annie. Now, let's go to Nadia. Nadia is a very beautiful girl. Outspoken, she articulates well. I think she's highly educated, and I don't know her level of education, but she comes across as highly confident and she speaks very well. I feel like Nadia always wanted it with Annie because she was going through a lot. And she found that one person to always latch out on in order to get her trauma out. If you're grieving, if I were to be you and Nadia, just say, oh, this season I don't want to be a part of the show because I just lost my significant other. I want to be drama free or I need time to heal. I guess production would have understood, but why did you not have it out for anyone else but Annie? And come to think of it, you and Annie have a lot in common. Then you can even imagine Annie lost her husband. You lost your significant other. I don't know if that was your fiance or husband or boyfriend. It's just that one died and the other person is just not with Annie. So you have a lot in common that you can even think of. So I think that should have created a bond between you two and you could have conquered the world together. But instead of doing that, you felt the need to always come for Annie. I don't know why. I don't know whether it was due to you wanting to increase your level of relevancy or to be wanted more on the show or to increase your fan base. But when it comes to Annie, you did a lot too much. Hopefully, next season you come back and let's see a softer side of Nadia because I really like you. Now, to Kefiwe. I think Kefiwe brought a different layer of elegance and poise to the show. She is beautiful. She is educated. I like how she speaks. I like how she carries herself. I want Kefiwe to come back for next season. Let's see other areas of Kefiwe because I really like her. My favorite part about her was when she and how you call him Diamond plan this meeting. In Diamond's head, he thought he was coming to toast her, like to talk her into sleeping with him. Meanwhile, she had other plans. She invited what's her name, Fontana, and it was hell. The man had to get up, say he wants to go and use the restroom, and I don't think we saw him again, but we saw him at a later time. Yeah, I think she brings class to the show. She upgraded the show actually. Kefi will upgraded the show. If I should say anything that I never liked about her was the fact that I think she let anger get to her and she threw drink, a glass or something at someone. And she kind of lost it a little bit. But then again, that's what reality show is about. The realness of people. So in my opinion, she makes a good fit for the show. She's a great cast member. So Fontana, Fontana, Fontana. Remember what I said about Swanky? And I said I don't understand why he was on the show, like how he got his gig. Fontana is one person that I don't understand what she was doing, how she got the gig to be on Rich, Famous, and African. How did that come about? She's always talking about singing. She has a music out or whatever. I am yet to hear any song from Fontana. If you guys have seen any song from Fontana, I need you to please put link in the comment section so people follow. I always want to support another African, but I don't understand how she landed the gig to be on the show, and she never really brought anything. If you ask me, Fontana degraded the show. She depreciated the value of the show because on season one, when she wasn't a part, there was class. People would argue left and right and still keep their cool. But when she came on season two, she started using the B word often, and we're Africans. Even if you lived here in the US, you have to respect your elders. If I'm not mistaken, I think she's the youngest cast member, even though she doesn't really look it because she looks matured, but she needs to tune it all the way down. She's doing too much. And she has to represent African women in a positive way. I want her to step back, watch the show, look at how she, like, just see how she's coming across to the public. Maybe if she does come back for the next season, she will be able to comport herself in a decent manner and stand up as an African woman. Leave Diamond alone. Izari never fixed it. Other women never fixed it. A small girl, a young girl like you definitely will not be able to fix it. Stop disgracing African women, specifically Ghanaian women, because that's where you're from. Leave that man alone. Come up with music. Let's hear you. We want to invest more into your talent. When we're watching, we want to Google and find songs. We want to go on YouTube. We want to go on Spotify and find songs to dance to. And that is my piece of advice for Fantana. Now, Quentin, aka Naked DJ, that man, I like his cool. He is cool. The man is always chill, calm, and collected. He is that puzzle that holds the rest of the puzzles together for it to be complete. He doesn't do a lot, he always just does enough. I wish I had 20% of his cool because sometimes when I get upset, I lose it too. Sometimes I'm humor, but he's always chill. Even when he's expressing himself, he speaks calmly. He is the epitome of a typical African man. And I think him and Kaylee are a great match for each other. So speaking of Kaylee, like I said, I think Kaylee and Quentin are good for each other. They will be able to. They have a lot in common, just for a lack of a better choice of word. They match. I don't think Quentin would date anybody else and be, should I say, feel accomplished as he will feel now that he's engaged to Kaylee. So if you're out there and wondering like, oh, how is she white or not the typical black person and she's African? There are white Africans. There are some Africans that like people from Dubai, Middle Eastern. So people from Egypt, Tunisia, they all look like people from Dubai, though they're Africans. They have typical white Africans as Well, a lot of South Africans are typical white Caucasians. So if you see Kelly, not the typical black woman, yes, she's African. I was just trying to give you an in-depth of different looks of different people from Africa depending on where you're from. So yeah, I love Quentin and Kai together. I think they make a good couple. Now, Kenny, I feel like Kenny has evolved and she's just enjoying. I don't know if she's married or engaged. For sure, she's enjoying her love life because every time she was shown in season three, she always came like that big sister to give advice, to find out what's going on. I think she's at a place in her life where she is just pleased. Satisfaction is more important to her. Peace of mind is more important to her. I wish she would have been on longer, like we saw her in season one and season two. But hey, if where she's at now is bringing her peace of mind, so be it. I'm loving the softer side of Kanye. Last but not the least is Mr. Diamond. My advice to Mr. Diamond is to treat women with respect. You may think you're a young man, you have money, you have the fame, so you can treat women any way you want to. There is something called karma. Even if you don't believe in karma, knowing you have a daughter, just try to comport yourself in a decent manner and be a better person because people are watching you. That is not love and hip hop where those people treat women any kind of way and it's okay. We're talking Africa. The epitome of respect is what Africa stands for. So we need you to bring that respect forward so people know that there is more to Diamond than the regular musician or reality TV star. Just show women respect and you would get a lot more women patronizing your career. And yeah, Diamond is another person who I feel is big for the show. Yes, I feel Diamond is big for the show. He should have been just like Tu Baba, pop in season two and pop right back out. Don't be a part of anyone's storyline. Don't create a storyline. Don't do too much because you're a big name. You have a brand to protect. And Diamond, you work hard to be at where you are. So, yeah, just compose yourself, man. That's my piece of advice to you. But above all, I want to clear this. People talked about Shakib and Diamond. They said they're not outspoken, they can't speak English very well. I don't know where that is coming from. Besides, English is not your main language. In all of across Africa, we have several languages that can be spoken outside of dialects from each country, depending on which country you're from. Diamond is not an English speaking person. So if he can articulate in English, he did an extremely outstanding job, and I must commend him for that. His music is good. He's a handsome man. He just have to treat women well. And the same for Shakib. Shakib, I admire you because you respect women, you respect your wife, you came, you represented, and you made people like you. I feel like 20 to 30 years from now, we will still be checking in, and Shakib and Zari will be married. I promise you. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. This is Platform Africa. Don't hesitate to comment, follow, and hit the notification button so whenever we put up new videos, you can be notified and watch. Your comments are very important. Looking forward to hearing from you and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.